This is good. You got caught.
Couldn't get away. I'm leaving it.
Ready to begin? Okay. Good morning. The FBI is pleased to announce the arrest of Jose Manuel Garcia Guevara, who is wanted by the 14th JDC for the murder, rape, and burglary as it's related to the offense against Ms. Wanda Barton back in 2008. This heinous crime was committed in April of 2008, and after attempts were made to locate Mr. Guevara, assistance was requested by the FBI to initiate a fugitive investigation. In October of 2009, the FBI obtained a federal warrant charging Mr. Guevara with the unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. This investigation eventually resulted in Guevara being named to the FBI's top 10 most wanted list in June of 2013. Guevara was the 499th fugitive placed on this list. Currently, there have been a total of 502 fugitives on the FBI's most wanted list. 471 of those have been apprehended or located to date. And this is since the list's inception in 1950. FBI agents from Lake Charles, from our legal attaché office in Mexico City, worked tirelessly with Mexican authorities to locate Guevara. As the net became tighter and tighter around Guevara, he realized there was either the opportunity to surrender or be captured, and he chose to surrender to authorities in Mexico, where he was held in their custody until extradition proceedings were completed, and he was returned to the United States yesterday and was escorted by FBI agents from the Lake Charles office. Those individuals who seek to bring violence to our communities and to prey upon the most vulnerable of our citizens should take notice that there is no place that you can run, there is no hideout that is so secluded that the men and women of the FBI will not seek you out. We are pleased to be able to bring him back to justice today to face those charges here in a local court. And it is our hope that the Barton family, who is represented here today, will find some sense of closure and completeness to a very long and trying ordeal. And we want to express our deepest sympathies and sorrow to the Barton family for what they have endured during this, and it is our hope that justice will be served in this case. I'd like to introduce to you the District Attorney for this area, Mr. John DeRosa.
Thank you, Mr. Buckley. On June 5, 2008, a Calcasieu Parish grand jury indicted Jose Manuel Garcia Guevara for 3 charges: aggravated burglary, aggravated rape, and second-degree murder. The prosecution process starts today. We will expedite arraignment of this individual and expedite trial of this individual and the justice process immediately. I particularly want to commend the officers of the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Department who immediately investigated this incident the day that it happened and then the short days following that, and identified this suspect and enabled our law enforcement partners with the FBI to apprehend this individual, although it's taken a while. As Agent Bostic just indicated, the world is a smaller place than it was 30 years ago. You can't hide anymore. And this individual will face the criminal justice system in the 14th JDC. And I do hope that helps the family bring some closure to this horrible event. And we want the public to know that nobody is above the law, and nobody can hide from the law forever. I want to introduce Chief Detective Mike Vernon. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Sheriff Mancuso, we would like to thank the efforts of the Federal Bureau of Investigation in returning Mr. Guevara to justice, or to face justice in Calcasieu Parish. And we would once again like to extend our sympathies and thoughts and prayers to the family of Wanda Martin and look forward to them having their day in court.
If there are no other statements to be made, I'll be happy to take a few questions. Yes, sir.
I guess, how hard was it to get him back, even though he surrendered, how hard was it to get him back from Mexico?
Anytime a fugitive is located overseas, there is an extradition process that must take place. And that extradition process varies from country to country based on standing agreements that the United States government has with that home country. This process took several months to conclude, and the FBI stays on top of it until such time as that fugitive sets foot on U.S. soil. And that happened yesterday evening. So our investigation was not complete until yesterday evening.
And I guess, has he been cooperative? I know he surrendered. What has he been able to tell you guys?
Any statements made by Mr. Guevara will be relative to the prosecution, so I would not be able to comment on those at this time.
And I know in the past, they said they had DNA evidence tying him to the crime. I guess, I don't know if you want to comment, or Mr. DeRosier, how strong do you guys feel your case is moving forward?
We think we have a sufficient case to move forward, but I'm certainly not going to comment on the particulars of it right now. I do want to comment on one thing, however, is you've noted that we have charged Mr. Guevara with second-degree murder. As you all may recall, we were required to waive charging first-degree murder and capital punishment in order to get the Mexican government to extradite. So, but relative to the specifics of the evidentiary things we have now, we're simply not going to comment on that.
And is there a language barrier there? Does he speak English?
I do not speak very good Spanish, so there's somewhat of a language barrier there, but a little bit. But we have interpreters lined up for any potential problem in that arena, both inside the law enforcement community and outside of that also. So we have that issue covered.
At what point did he surrender in Mexico?
The surrender took place late in 2013, the late fall of 2013.
Was the Mexican government cooperative?
Yes, our legal attaché in Mexico City worked hand in hand with the Mexican authorities. It is their country. He is a citizen of their country. They were the lead within that jurisdiction in the investigation, but we worked hand in hand with them. Yes, ma'am.
Were there any people charged with assisting him escaping to Cali?
No one has been charged in relation to his escape.
There was a $100,000 reward for his capture or assistance. Was that given to anyone?
That reward has not been paid out.
Is he suspected of any other crimes here or anywhere else?
This is the only crime for which he is charged at this time.
Does he have any other criminal history?
I can't comment on that at this time.
Okay. When he was arrested, another man, Jose Torres, was held with him as a witness. He was expected to be the main witness in the case. Do you know if he is still available?
He is still available, yes.
He was here illegally, working for a company, construction. Is there anything that you guys would like to say to maybe people who are possibly hiring illegal workers here in Lake Charles or in the United States?
My only comment on that is that this is a nation of laws, and every individual is expected to abide by the laws as they are written. And we will seek to enforce those laws as aggressively as we possibly can within the bounds of our requirements and the laws that are written. Okay. If there are no further questions, I will conclude the press conference at this time.